I mean, is it fair to put blame on them for the market that we're in? Welcome back to Real Talk Real Estate Podcast, where we keep it real. We keep it real about what's happening on the market in at least Southwest Louisiana, if not bigger reaches than that. I'm Scott Warner.
And I'm Don. We're keeping it so real that we're going to talk about investors today and if they're potentially ruining the market. But before we jump into it, I do say I'm an investor. I work heavily with investors. I believe that we're a bright spot in such a turbulent. What am I trying to say?
Turbulent.
Thank you. I believe we're a bright spot in such a turbulent era in real estate right now. So we're going to fully expand, and I may say some things that basically are like, dang, investors, this is a negative. But at the end of the day, my heart is investing. My heart is long-term. Flips, rentals, investments. I'd love to build up I have a number of active income I'd like, and it takes a lot for rentals to do that. So we're just going to take it. But we're a bird's eye view podcast, and we're never just going to hype you up. We're going to give it to you real talk.
I mean, it's a real debate from Wall Street backed firms to the mom and pop. I think that you deal with the more mom and pop. I mean, is it fair to put blame on them for the market that we're in?
Short answer, no. And the short answer is it's just capitalism at work, you know? But the long answer is there are red flags potentially arising with investing, buying, especially in bulk. Yep. And when you have a lot of money. So yeah.
So, I mean, let's first define investors, because not every investor is a hedge fund millionaire out of Manhattan.
Absolutely not. There's a lot more mom and pops. There's people that focus on like VRBO, rentals. There's people that flip. There's people that hold. It's all kinds of lanes to invest in. It's like a 5-6 lane highway.
The headlines usually focus on the big industry people for buying up thousands of homes and, the Black Rocks turning them into rentals, but it's not always like that.
And the pushback is that imagine if your big cousin who's a bully and never shows up to any of the family functions keeps buying all the event space. Like, that's like an artist buying another artist's concert tickets, like front row, just so they'll all be empty while they're performing.
I mean, but the big question once again is, are they the cause of where we're at right now? Or are they just a symptom of where we're at right now?
Well, if we're going to be pointing the finger, let's just review some stats about who's who, what's what.
Yep.
So from a just buyer standpoint, about 20% of all of the buyers right now are institutional, meaning big dog, big fish, big money, people's pensions and stuff like that.
I mean, absolutely. That reduces the available inventory when these big guys come in and buy. It increases competition, and it often pushes out working families that in those neighborhoods that they've been waiting to buy in for years.
And people like BlackRock on their website probably have stuff like, we stabilize your market. We make rents normal. We have less eviction rate notice whenever we come in and stabilize and have professional management versus somebody trying to just do it locally.
But let's be real. Do they really care about the community? Or are they just trying to expand their portfolio?
And that goes back to the lane of the mom and pop only wanting to buy one or two versus somebody trying to buy the whole block, like if this is Monopoly.
Yeah. Now let's flip the switch a little bit. Let's talk about short-term rentals. I know that you mentioned that Airbnb, VRBO, I mean, it's all out there turning residential homes into mini hotels. Let's talk about that for a second.
And in tourist towns, and man, I know touristy, we're thinking like Florida, Tennessee. Lafayette recently put a ban on some uh Verbo. No, it wasn't. It was just Airbnb
Short-term rentals.
short-term rentals in like these nice neighborhoods. So it can be brutal for not even just the big spots, but you got towns like Lafayette that's big and popping that are very much going against the grain.
I mean, that's what you just said. We are seeing towns put restrictions, put up occupancy taxes, limits per zone for short-term rentals. I mean, the government seems to try to be fighting back, but the thing is it a bad play?
And here's the thing: imagine you being a good old local of wherever town you're in. You want it clean, you like it quiet, you just enjoy the peace.
Yeah.
Some people see all these randos coming in and out, high turnover as riffraff and just polluting the environment. And other people, though, see that money and money talk.
I like what you said, polluting in the environment. But the thing is, truthfully, investing itself, I don't think is the enemy at all. I think if it's unchecked, investments without local authorities helping it, then it becomes a problem. But I mean, once again, it's all within regulations. I mean,
But how do you check capitalism? Like, are we going to go out to Wall Street and say, hey, stop spending money?
you're right. Maybe it's not a ban, but maybe tax differently or limit the numbers per zip code. I mean, the thing is, guess what? Capitalism obviously works. I mean, I'm happy with owning rentals. I am not one that owns a lot of rentals, but I do have a portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with it. I don't think investors are bad. I have friends that are investors that have millions of dollars worth of investments in their portfolio. I mean, I just think in this market, people might want to say, oh, well, no, they are the cause of things. But I don't think that they are the cause. I think we're at where we're at because the market is where it is.
Yeah, and like, let's just say the local people or state people don't want these big brother coming in here and just buying everything. How about you turn people up a little bit? How about you give some incentives, some tax breaks? We can figure something out to allow programs that just help people out to where we can get the community to basically level out of their current situation.
I mean, adding on top of that, zoning reform would help too. I mean, look, why don't we build new starter homes that are at a smaller price so we can get new buyers into first-time home buyers into the market.
And smart policy with the smart investing can exist, just like AI and agents can exist. But it's about marrying the two together because, like Scott said, left unchecked, man, it could be a demise.
So are investors really ruining the housing market? No. I think the big ones might be, but those mom and pops that I know that you work with aren't. I think they're actually helping the economy out.
So, to all my investors, people listening to this podcast, if you're going to invest, that is awesome. Just know that you may have to look at not just the economy of the situation, but like the emotional / like just relational side of things could carry you further than just black and white.
I love it. I love this podcast. Guys, like, share, subscribe, give us a review, tell us that we suck. Hopefully not, but hey, once again, as Donovan would always say, and I don't have a catchy catchphrase, so I'm going to let him say it, but go ahead.
All love at the bottom. Game point. Please support us. Scott's kids go to private school. I don't have kids yet, but shit's getting serious out here. Literally, all love at the bottom. Game point.
You did so good until the end.
I mean, one thing we were talking about is one thing that we were just talking about is investing into a house here while Shaw Murray is living in South Africa if he has to go back. And my mindset, and maybe it's just a safer mindset, is not finding a place as like a single family home. I would probably try to find like a duplex. So you have a long-term rental on that other side, and you could Airbnb the one side while you're not here, but you have that long-term rental on the other side. So when, guess what? They're paying monthly. They're paying monthly. So your bills are being paid, and whatever you get on the Airbnb side might cover more of that note or your expenses, or it's just extra cash in your pocket. That I don't know, Donovan. What do you think? Is that a safer route? Is that a old school route? I would rather that cash in hand than have to worry about, oh God, I got to do that Airbnb post. Oh God, I got to do that VRBO post. I mean, I got to keep it up.
I think your area will dictate so much of this. And because here's the thing, you're making me think now there's a couple duplexes on the market now for like less than 60 that you could probably put another 40 in and get it nice. And imagine buying 2 or 3 duplexes. Now you're
Mhm.
really rent out 2, and I know people that have a duplex and one side will be a year-long tenant, the other will be Airbnb, and they do decent, especially summertime. Like I have one of my good clients moved to Austin. His house is booked so much it's ridiculous. He has a pool. It's off of Lake Street. Don't get me wrong, location's great, but like he didn't expect it to be popping off as much as it is. And summertime, like so you can, it's there. You just need to do full research and be completely honest with yourself.
And guess what? That's another thing that you said that just made sense to me, or made me think about it. When we're buying a property like that for Airbnb or for a full-term rental, it's going to be probably in a different location. Where you're doing a full-term rental where you can stay, where you have a year-to-year lease or a 3-year lease, might not be the exact spot where people are going to be like, hey, look, let's rent this place for a month, or hey, look, let's rent this place for 3 days. So I think there are places like that, but I mean, like you said, in Austin, shoot. That's just something that I thought about when Sean Murray was talking about, should I spend money here or should I spend money in Cape Town? I bet in Cape Town, you're going to get an Airbnb. Like people are going to be like, hey, let's go ahead. I bet great area in Cape Town. I don't know any areas in Cape Town, but a great area in Cape Town. I think you're going to do pretty good with an Airbnb. Hey, let me see South Africa and let me actually be inside of it and not be commercialized and sitting in a hotel. That's where I'm at. But I like where we were going with that that's just where my brain was at. Like, hey, instead of Airbnb, could you do a duplex and have that I guess it's a cozy thing. Airbnb is more of a, like, you got to be on your feet. You got to be ready to pivot. You got to be ready to move. I would rather just that, hey, cash in hand. We have a lease. That's where I'm at.
My biggest advice to you is you need to run your numbers every way, and you need multiple exit strategies, because there's people, when the market is when people started losing on Airbnb, because if it only makes sense to buy this property for Airbnb, that's a red flag. I'm not saying don't do it, but that would make my crawl up my ball set. I meant up my a little bit, just thinking that.
You know what? Another thing I'm just thinking about as we're adding these topics in, why are they pushing VRBO so much? Why is Nick Saban now on the commercials of VRBO? Is Airbnb and VRBO about to take off? Is it? I mean, it's never like it's not taking off. People still use it on a daily basis, but why are they heavily investing in it commercial wise?
I mean, dude, there's got to be stats to prove that from an industry standpoint that like more people are like relocating but not selling everything and just leaving. So it's like, why not? And
Yeah.
it's almost like the idea of like Uber was probably weird like 10, 15 years ago, but now it's like, what's life without DoorDash and Uber? And I feel like Airbnb is in that same bracket of like this new wave of like services provided and like the digital world, it just feeds into it.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
dude, sometimes you'll catch a really cool, people like to be able to cook and Like most hotels, I mean, a decent one, what, 120 plus a night? You could probably find a Airbnb decent. Imagine if you split it with one other couple or person. Now you're I like staying in Airbnbs versus hotels.
I think not security wise, family wise, I like staying in a hotel than an Airbnb. But I bet when my kids get older, I bet it's going to be more of a decision. Am I going to be staying my happy butt in a hotel with active kids, with teenage kids or preteen kids, or am I going to be going to an Airbnb where they can have their own pool?
No shot. Sarah and Scott need their own time.
So, hey. Maybe we call this behind the scenes of Real Talk Real Estate. I mean,
our best combos are usually not recorded.
Yeah.